Light beer is one of the most misunderstood drinks on the shelves today. Walk down any grocery aisle, and you'll see rows labeled light or low calorie. And it's easy to assume these beers are somehow healthier, weaker, or less filling than regular beer. The truth, however, is more nuanced. Light beer isn't just about calories or alcohol content. It's a product of marketing, brewing innovation, and shifting cultural tastes. Today we're diving into the story of light beer, how it came to be, what makes it different, and why it became a staple of modern drinking culture. Right here, on History of Simple Things. Light beer might feel like a modern invention, but it actually has roots stretching back decades. The first commercially successful light beer in the United States appeared in the 1960s, when brewers noticed a shift in consumer tastes. People were becoming more health-conscious, and beer was getting a reputation for being heavy, filling, and even fattening. Brewing companies saw an opportunity to create a product that would appeal to a wider audience, including women and people who might avoid beer because of its calories. This led to the development of beers that were lighter in both calories and alcohol content, often achieved by using enzymes that break down more of the carbohydrates during the brewing process. The idea wasn't entirely new. European breweries had been experimenting with low-alcohol or light versions of traditional beers for decades. But it wasn't until the American market embraced the concept that light beer became a cultural phenomenon. By the late 1970s and early 1980s, brands like Miller Lite and Bud Light were dominating supermarket shelves and bar taps, thanks in large part to aggressive marketing campaigns that positioned light beer as modern, stylish, and socially acceptable for everyone. So, what exactly makes light beer light? Contrary to popular belief, it's not about color or taste. Light beer is primarily lighter in two areas: calories and alcohol content. Regular beers typically contain about 5% alcohol by volume, ABV, while light beers usually hover around 3–4%. The calorie difference comes from the fact that alcohol itself is a major source of calories in beer, and light beers generally have fewer carbohydrates because the brewing process allows enzymes to break down more of the sugars. It's worth noting that light is a relative term. A light beer is lighter than its regular counterpart, but it's not calorie-free or alcohol-free. In fact, many people are surprised to learn that the taste difference is often minimal, especially with modern brewing techniques. Some light beers taste almost identical to regular beers, while others are slightly crisper, less malty, and sometimes thinner on the palate. The goal is to make a beer that feels refreshing, easy to drink, and socially appealing without sacrificing the essence of what makes beer, well, beer. One of the reasons light beer has such a complicated reputation is marketing. For decades, light beer campaigns emphasized lifestyle over flavor. Television commercials often featured attractive young people playing sports, grilling in backyards, or partying at the beach, all while holding a light beer. The message was clear: drinking light beer was a choice for the active, health-conscious, and fun-loving. In reality, the taste was often secondary. This focus on image over flavor led to several myths. Many people assumed light beer was weak or watered down, or that it was only for those who didn't like real beer. Others thought it was completely calorie-free or safe to drink endlessly without consequences. While light beer is lower in calories and alcohol than regular beer, it's still beer, so moderation is important. And while some brands have made massive improvements in flavor over the years, others still struggle to match the richness and depth of their full-strength counterparts. Despite mixed opinions about taste, light beer has had a huge impact on beer culture, particularly in the United States. It helped introduce beer to demographics that had previously avoided it and became a mainstay at social events, sports games, and barbecues. In fact, the success of light beer changed the brewing industry itself, forcing traditional brands to create their own low-calorie options just to stay competitive. Interestingly, light beer also sparked debates among beer enthusiasts about authenticity and tradition. Craft beer purists often scoffed at light beer, claiming it was nothing more than a marketing gimmick with diminished flavor. But for millions of casual drinkers, light beer provided a convenient, accessible, and socially acceptable way to enjoy alcohol without feeling bogged down. It's a reminder that beer is as much about culture and lifestyle as it is about hops, malt, and yeast. So, what's the bottom line about light beer? It's not a miracle beverage, but it's not a villain either. Light beer offers a lower-calorie, lower-alcohol alternative to traditional beers, making it a reasonable choice for those who want moderation without missing out on social experiences. Its success is a blend of clever marketing, subtle brewing science, and cultural timing. And while craft beer aficionados may prefer full-bodied ales and stouts, light beer has carved out its own niche and proven that there's room in the beer world for all tastes. In the end, the story of light beer is less about the beer itself and more about how our desires, perceptions, and marketing shape what we drink. It's a beverage that reflects both innovation and adaptation, showing that even a simple product like beer can have a surprisingly complex history. Light beer may not be the richest or most complex brew in the world, but it is a fascinating chapter in the history of beer. From its humble beginnings in mid-20th century America to its massive cultural influence today, light beer reminds us that simplicity and accessibility can sometimes outweigh tradition and complexity. So next time you crack open a bottle of light beer, remember, you're not just enjoying a drink, you're sipping on a story of innovation, marketing genius, and the ever-changing tastes of society. Whether you love it, hate it, or just tolerate it, light beer has earned its place in our collective beverage history. And that's the real truth behind one of the most misunderstood beers in the world. Thank you for watching. If you have suggestions for our next video, feel free to share them in the comments below. We'll be sure to give you an acknowledgement for your contribution. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the history of simple things. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more stories woven through the smallest details.